But I told her I'm working and all that, and I'm out here. We're not close to each other, so I couldn't. But she knows all my family is right around the corner from her.
What's good, YouTube? This is KB LaFleur. You can call me KB. Welcome back to another video, man. We got something pretty sad, right? We got something pretty sad today, man. We got this mother pretty much losing her kids out in Detroit because her kids were sleeping in the car because the mother was homeless and the kids died of hypothermia, right? Now, it's just sad about how the whole situation even happened. You're definitely going to hear the father's side, and that's why I said you always gotta hear it from both sides. You just can't always hear it from the mother side, because of course when you just hear from the mother side, everybody is always going to go towards the mother. Now it's funny because when you look on the Shade Room, they just posted the mother and they posted her response, but they didn't post the father response, right? So I mean, hey man, look, let's just go ahead and jump into it. Let's see, man, what this is all about. But I mean, hey man, who knows? Like I said, the story's still breaking, so let's go ahead and jump into this video and let's figure this out.
I lost the one who made me a mother. I lost a 2-year-old. I'm dying inside. It hurt. I feel like my heart is breaking. And I have 2 more kids to live for.
It's been a long journey for Tatiana Williams, with an even tougher battle ahead. She spent the last 3 months living in a van with her children.
And I regret having to sleep out there so bad. I tell them I'm sorry, but I tried. I tried to keep hotels. I tried to pay people to stay there. It wasn't working for me.
1 a.m. on Monday morning, they parked at the Hollywood Greektown Casino parking garage in below freezing temps. Overnight, the car ran out of gas, and the next day, her 9-year-old son was not breathing.
I tried to give him CPR, and I was just giving him CPR. I just kept saying, Fetty, don't leave me. Don't leave me.
After a friend helped take him to the hospital, her 2-year-old daughter was also found unresponsive. Both were later pronounced dead from what appears to be hypothermia.
She didn't even get to live her life. She didn't get to do nothing. She lost her life because I had to sleep in the car.
In a press conference, the mayor and city leaders confirmed that Tatiana did call the city's homeless response team back in November, but nothing ever came of it.
At least as far as we've been able to determine so far, the family never called back again for service. And as far as we've been able to tell, our homeless staff never proactively reached out to say, what happened with your situation? Was it resolved?
Mayor Duggan is now calling for a review of the city's homeless services, while Tatiana is now in a shelter and her kids are with relatives.
It took my 2 kids to die for y'all to help me. It just don't work like that.
Definitely got to send condolences to the family, because the mother and the father lost both of their children. The mother and the father lost both of their children. Now, I would say pretty much the shelter, right? The homeless shelter, they dropped the ball, right? They dropped the ball because of course she did call, right? So she did do somewhat of a part and called the homeless shelter and said, hey man, listen, I need somewhere to lay my head along with my children. Now, you also see in the Shade Room, you will even see in the comments, she even said that she contacted her baby father as well, right? Now, this is what the baby father had to say about the whole thing.
Darnell Curry Sr. wiped away tears while talking with me about his children, Darnell Jr. and Amelia, and the distressing phone call he says he took from their mother, Tatiana Williams, on Monday.
I went to the gym. As soon as I got on the treadmill, she called saying, can I make it to the hospital right now? They gone. I was hoping it was a sick joke, but it wasn't.
According to Detroit police, 9-year-old Darnell Jr. and 2-year-old Amelia died while sleeping in a vehicle at the Hollywood Casino at Greektown parking garage. Investigators say the cause appears to be hypothermia, a tragedy stemming from homelessness.
I tried. I asked for help. I asked everybody, even people out of state. But I tried. I tried to keep hotels. I tried to pay people to stay there. It wasn't working for me. You know, people just didn't like too many kids at their house.
I spoke with the children's mother Tuesday evening. She told me she's been living in her vehicle for 3 months, along with her 4 kids, her mother, and 2 teenage siblings. She says she reached out to Curry, who's the father of 3 of her children.
I asked him, I said, can you get your kids for me? I said, I need help. You know I'm homeless. I done kept a room this long. I couldn't keep it no more.
They were homeless. Had Tatiana ever reached out asking to?
No, she did not. All she said was, can I get them? Can I get them just to get them? And can I get them because y'all homeless? That's 2 different things.
She said she had been homeless for 3 months.
Say, that's what I saw, about 3 months, but she ain't never said nothing to me. Nothing. So all them other sob stories, they can cut all that. No, she did not.
Curry, who lives in Novi, says Williams never specified why she wanted to drop their kids off to him.
She just asked, can I get them for a couple of days? But I told her I'm working and all that, and I'm out here. We're not close to each other, so I couldn't. But she knows all my family is right around the corner from her.
Did she reach out to any of your family?
No, she did not. And she knows she could have, like we always used to do.
He says the last time he held his children was a month or 2 ago, and that they typically FaceTime, moments he will miss.
And there's a, police investigation into this. What is it you would like to see come of this? Obviously, nothing's going to bring back your 9-year-old and your 2-year-old.
Don't even matter to me. Can't get them back, so it's whatever.
Darren Cunningham, 7 News Detroit.
Now, as I stated before in the captions of the Shade Room, of their caption where they posted the video, they said that the mother contacted not only her family, but or her friends, but contacted the father and contacted the homeless shelter center. Right now, I stated before, the homeless shelter center, they dropped the ball. That's what you're there for, right? That's what you're there. But at the same time, no telling, they probably already had a bunch of people already in there. Maybe they just didn't have any room for. Who knows? I'm not excusing them, but you don't know that whole situation. Did they have the room for? I would say make some room for, but I mean, and then they also stated that she never called back. She never called back. I'm just saying, if it's me, I'm pretty sure if it's anybody else, they will probably continue to keep calling to try to get that room. Right now, from what we heard, it was her. Yeah, I think you had 2 or 3 other kids in that car along with her mother. I mean, it sounded like a bad situation, right? It sounds like a bad situation. It sounds like a lot of them don't have their stuff together, right? So we see the comments on how people felt on pretty much, but then we see the comments on how people felt about the father not being able to be there, right? So let's go ahead and look at some of these comments. So someone says, so he would get them if she was homeless, but not give her a break. Got it. Then someone else says, this brother is probably feeling immense guilt already, and here I am piling on more guilt. You got plenty of fathers out here who want some time or more time with their kids, and you're talking about, I need to know the reason. You need a reason to have your kids. He didn't appreciate what he had or what he was offered. More time with their kids is a dream of most active fathers, and he wasted it, right? So it almost seems as if he's trying to say that, well, number one, you ain't want to be an active father, right? Most active fathers would sit over here and do everything they can to get that child, right? Now, my only biggest question is, does she have this man on child support, right? I would, this is just me, but if I'm paying child support and it's not my weekend, I'm working, because as he stated, he said, man, listen, I'm working. What makes you think I'm just going to leave these little kids in the house by themselves, right? He just leaves the kids at home while he goes to work, and then what? Well, he can just take the kids to his parents' crib. Well, he did say, well, she could have hit my parents up. They were right next to my family. She lives right next to my family. She could have hit them up like we used to. So are we going to skip over that? Right? So and this is what I mean. This is a very touchy subject. We got to understand this is a touchy subject. We got to understand this is a touchy subject, but we're just pointing everything out here. We're just pointing out everything in these videos. She said he hit him up. He's saying, man, no, she did not. Right? No, she did not. Now, do I believe him? Granted, yes, I do. I definitely believe him. I definitely would say I definitely believe him. I definitely believe she did not hit him up. Right? He was not aware of her situation. Pattern of recognition, we see a lot of women, man, who be on some BS. Like, let's just be honest. We see a lot of women who on BS. Prime example, your good old sis, Brick Lady. Well, she sat here and she got smacked up, claimed got smacked up by a brick. And she jumped on the internet. Everybody and their mama was trying to bash the black man. Everybody and their mama was saying the man should have did this, the man should have did that, as if they were obligated to do something, right? Come to find out she's lying. Come to find out she's been lying, right? So here's a situation where I honestly think that I feel like the mother isn't being as truthful. I definitely feel like she did call and say, hey, well, listen, I need to get this stuff going with this homeless shelter. But like I said, you don't know what the homeless shelter got going on. Right? So why hey, well, listen to you. I get it. You calling us right now, but it just doesn't work just like that. You know, you got to give us some time, give us some room or whatever. But like I said, they probably did have room. Who knows? And it just kind of seems like it just seems like she isn't being truthful all the way. That's just me, right? And that's just me. And that is just by looking at the video and how she's explaining everything. It almost seems like she's trying to avoid accountability all the way. Hey, I did everything that I could. When I probably could have done a little bit more. As a father said, hey, she has my family. She has my family. She stayed right next to him. She could have hit him up. She could have hit them up like we used to. I can parallel it to a video that we reacted to just a couple of days ago where a father, he had to bring his kids, right? Him, his baby mother, right? They all had to go back and go live with his baby mother's parents, right? But their parents were saying, okay, look, listen, here's the thing, right? I can allow my daughter and your kids to stay here, but you can't stay here, right? You can't stay here. You're going to be stuck up in here. You're going to be in here all day. Like, once again, you say it's a week, it ain't going to be a week. It's going to be longer than a week. It's going to be longer than a week. You're going to make yourself a little too comfortable. Everybody in the comments are saying, hey, listen, if you can't even go anywhere else, right? Because you shouldn't, number one, you're a man, so you shouldn't even be in this situation. You're an adult. Understand that you are an adult. We all do reach hard times, but the fact that you're an adult and you are in this situation and you can't go anywhere else, as many people pointed out, that means he had burned plenty of bridges around him. That means he had burned bridges around him, given that he cannot go anywhere else.
I understand this is your house, Ms. Lee, but I don't think this is fair.
I know it's not really all his fault. Can we stay here?
It's her house. She doesn't need a reason if she doesn't want you to stay. Plain and simple.
Mommy, can we just
y'all can stay, but he can't stay.
Why not?
Sir, you need to take you and your family to your mama's house, not her mama's house.
I don't understand. Like, this is we a family. Like, I understand, like, this is your house, but, like, I'm not leaving my family, so she expect me to do.
So why do you feel like you can go back and forth with this lady about her house?
I don't know what you gonna do, but you just can't stay here.
The fact that this man has nowhere else to go should tell you that he clearly burns bridges, straight up.
Her and the kids can stay as long as they like.
But Sean is a part of the family, so he gotta...
Bruh, you can't get mad at her. That's her house.
I literally can't stay here. Like, I have nowhere to go. We all got evicted. Like, I know you're trying to say I'm the man and I was supposed to take responsibility, but life happens. Like,
I bet you a week gonna turn into a year, and then another year and another year. She's not obligated to allow you to stay at her house.
That's what I'm trying to ask her, if you can stay for a week. Just at least a week, so you don't have to be out on the street by yourself.
So you gonna stay here, you know?
Bruh.
Can we say the same situation here, that if a friend doesn't want to take the children, if you did have your baby father's family, but you didn't go to them, right? And then you have your own family, your mother's in the same situation as you. It's just, I mean, it's just ridiculous. Do you really think she kept her bridges up with everybody else? I doubt it. Right? I doubt it. And then on top of that, with the friend, I mean, there could be plenty of theories, right? One of the other big theory is you're gonna get in this situation, you have all of these damn kids, and then you try to put it on somebody else. Once again, you can't make anybody else feel guilty about this situation, right? You can't make your friends feel guilty about this situation, because she's saying, hey, well, listen, I'm guessing they just have too many kids around the house. So more than likely, you probably have other friends who are probably single mothers dealing with a bunch of kids. And you're talking about, okay, well now, hey, well, sis, I know you're going through something, but now you want me to add on 2 more kids when I already got a bunch of kids I got to take care of in my household. That's ridiculous. And 9 times out of 10, I'm going to have to give my resource to these kids as well that I'm already struggling to hold on to. You get what I'm saying? Like, can we just be honest here? Can we just not negate what other people got going on as well? I get what she have her issues. I think two things could be true here. Yes, the friend could have definitely helped, but also at the same time, what about if the friend has something that she has going on? What happened if she just can't take two more bodies? Are we just going to penalize her? The father, I mean, once again, he's saying, man, listen, I'm working. Maybe it ain't my time. Maybe he has it set up to where, hey, listen, I can only get my kids a certain time. Since we already got this court stuff going, I can only get my kids on certain days. Right, since that's how the court has it set up. So now you're talking about, now you're just trying to thrust kids on me. You're probably going to thrust these kids on me for 3 months. No telling how long she's going to be down on her luck. She's probably still down on her luck. I don't know, man. Like I said, it's a very touchy situation, man. But I think, man, we tend to be so biased when situations like this happen, especially when it comes down to a woman, i.e. Brick Lady, that we just jump straight to, well, hey, man, let's blame the father. Let's jump on the father. Let's blame everything, but let's not hold the mother accountable. I mean, once again, I felt like there could have been some more. There could have been a few more steps that she could have taken. And once again, as the baby father said, she had my family at her disposal. She chose not to go to them. So, I mean, hey, and they're going to say, and you have some people saying he's lying. Who knows? I mean, and someone else says, if they were my kids, I'm showing up every time. I don't need a reason at all. Then someone else says he is lying. So, I mean, who knows, man? Like I said, this is up to y'all guys. But, I mean, once again, man, this is still another developing story. So there's going to be more that's probably going to come out about it. So, look, guys, do me a huge favor. Leave me a like, leave me a comment, subscribe to the channel.